Welcome back. The work of fundraising can seem lonely work at times, filled with never-ending tasks. This podcast is not a podcast to add to your task list or to experiment with a new fundraising trend. Our field is the ancient field of generosity that spans all cultures. This podcast seeks that deeper wisdom of being a person in the beautiful space where generosity occurs. Each week, we take 5 minutes to reflect on a quote and 1 or 2 coaching questions to ground you for the week to come. And don't forget, subscribe to this weekly podcast in your favorite podcast app. This week, I am reading a quote from Growing Givers' Hearts, Treating Fundraising as Ministry by Thomas Jevons and Rebecca Birch Basinger, 2000 edition. The quote begins, "When conventional economic and marketing assumptions shape and undergird the work of charitable fundraising, whether for Christian organizations or others, potential donors will often be approached with the expectation that they will be more interested in having their names in a program or on a plaque or receiving a premium or a tax break than in giving to help others out of the goodness of their hearts. When this happens, fundraisers often fail to recognize or help donors see the potentially world-changing and life-giving power that may be present in or working through the goodness of the donors' hearts and souls. If only someone would acknowledge it, call it forth, and nurture it." End quote. This quote reminds me of a conservation nonprofit client. The donor planned to give appreciated stock for their donation. When the donor was told how to avoid capital gains tax, they refused and instead insisted on selling the stocks, paying the capital gains tax, and donating the proceeds. This donor cared more about the world-changing and life-giving power that was present in and working through the goodness of his heart and soul than the tax break. Let's reflect on these questions this week. Where are there areas that we are failing to recognize the world-changing and life-giving power that resides in the donors' hearts and souls? How are you and I giving space for donors to share their desire to be world-changing and life-giving? To explore fundraising coaching, visit servingnonprofits.com. I will see you next week.